Welcome to Love Your Coaching. I'm Charlie, and today let's look at this question: why become a coach? Everyone is a coach these days, right? You can't go anywhere without bumping into coaches. We see increasingly more people are becoming coaches. It's wonderful, I think, in many, many, many ways. Uh, and we should ask this question: why become a coach? I'm sure if you've been thinking about becoming a coach, it's a question you've asked yourself. I'm sure if you've started going down that pathway, it's a question that other people would have asked you. So I'm wondering what your answer is. Why have you become a coach? Or why are you thinking about becoming a coach? It'd be wonderful to just see some of your comments. So please feel free to put them down below. I'm often asked this, and I really don't want to give that long answer about why did I become a coach. Those series of vaguely unconnected coincidences that led me or anyone else to where we end up in these days. That might be good for a story, but actually, I'm not sure that it teaches anyone anything particularly. So I've started thinking about why are people interested in becoming coaches, and I think we can break it down into three different areas. Tell me if this sounds familiar to you. And I think the first thing is that to have a distinction between people who want to become a coach because they want to run their own business and people who want to become a coach and stick with whatever their existing profession is. They are two different categories. I want to talk about this category first, the people who are sticking in their day job. Lots and lots and lots of people are identifying that a coaching qualification and coaching skills can make their job go so much better. And these generally tend to be highly skilled, highly trained, highly competent people who are all good in their jobs. And no one is giving them like their performance management targets. Oh, you're not a coach, go be a coach. But actually realizing that coaching is something that can enrich them. So I don't work across all the sectors. We tend to work mostly in the education, health, voluntary, charity type of sectors. So tend to be working with people who are looking to have a positive impact on society. So we end up working with people like school leaders, with people like HR managers and directors, people who are involved in running small organizations, not for profit, people who are good at leadership, people who are good at people work, good at managing teams, managing selves, managing complexity. So people who are very skilled and competent, perhaps they have had a bit of coaching. Perhaps coaching has come into their environment, some training or a colleague who's gone down this pathway. And they are people who can see that coaching can help them do the job that they were perfectly good at even better. I don't want this to sound arrogant at all, but we do often hear this is what people say. So if I think about head teachers, and head teachers are the most brilliant people, by the way, right? The complexity of running a school, my goodness me, and the idea that most of the things that head teachers have to do, they never learnt as teachers. They deal with so much stuff, and it's challenging. It's really, really challenging work, and they become very, very good with people. Become very good at managing people, at supporting people, at developing people, and coaching fits really, really well into that narrative. We've trained well over 100 head teachers to become ILM level 7 coaches, and many of them report back that they are managing and leading in a different way. We're not asking them to do that. In our training, we're helping them to have the coaching skills to have coaching one-to-ones, but they find that it brings a different style and a different quality to their leadership. Similarly, people who work in other people focused areas of an organization, so typically in HR and L&D, in any type of pastoral work, again we find that those people are really, really embracing coaching and can use it very well to really support the way that they work. And if they have become coaches, it means that they can offer coaching. It means that they can say, I'll join the coaching pool and you can send me coachees, or they can say to colleagues, would you like a coaching session on that? Or even say to colleagues, I can coach you monthly. I can help you through your first 6 months in this post or whatever. So the idea of wanting to become a coach as part of your professional practice, your professional development, while still staying in your day job, I think is an incredibly important one, and it really contributes to the running of organizations and to professional development ourselves. And when people worry, oh my God, the coaching market is saturated, there's too many coaches. We can never have too many leaders who are good coaches as well, who stay employed. We can never have too many of those. So I think that's a great, great opportunity. The second category that I want to think about is people who see coaching as almost like a secondary skills adjunct to whatever they do. So maybe it is the same group of people. Maybe it is that the leaders and the managers working in organizations, they don't necessarily want to be running around coaching all day. They don't necessarily want to maybe get an advanced qualification and have a book of coaching clients within the organization, but they like the idea of being quite non-directive. They like the idea of being able to support people with those listening and questioning type of conversations rather than the instructing, telling type. So people like that engage in learning coaching skills enough to be the leader as coach, the manager as coach, and being able to use and enhance their coaching skills. One area we see this an awful lot, we work with a lot of schools and a lot of other organizations where they take the traditional appraisal unpopular process that almost everyone hates in organizations and turn it on its head. And rather than the appraiser coming in, doing a bit of figure wagging, telling you what you're not very good at and why you haven't met your targets, they take a coaching approach. And the idea that your appraiser will take a coaching approach, will listen, will ask questions, won't judge or critique and evaluate you, and let you work out your own targets is incredibly impactful. And every school we've worked with sees a shift and sees that the appraisers, the reviewers, enjoy and really benefit from taking a coaching approach on. So that's that second category. I've talked really mostly about employed people there. The third category, and I think this is a category that people say, oh, there's too many of them, is the people who want to run their own coaching business. And I know hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people like that in every coaching group. Most of us are running our own coaching business in one way or another. And I think we probably fall into two broad categories. Those who are entrepreneurial, and this is an entrepreneurial activity, and those who are coaches who are probably frustrated that you have to be quite entrepreneurial to do this and to grow a coaching business. We will all have different drivers. I said on a previous video, I don't think most coaches are driven by great fame and fortunes and riches in buying desert islands. I think most coaches are just looking to replace a professional salary. But we might have a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit. We might be interested in doing all the stuff like running a YouTube channel, right? Like having podcasts, like developing a business model of that nature. But we might not. We might be like, oh, well, okay, it's like the necessary evil doing the business bit. We would much rather run our own small coaching business, be on a directory somewhere, coaches come to me and I don't have to do any of the business stuff. Maybe that's what we'd like. But probably the two things that most of us who run a coaching business really value, one is the role of coaching, the idea that we are good coaches and we're interested in helping other people with our coaching practice. We believe in coaching. We care about coaching. Coaching is really important to us. And we know that if we coach well, the people who we coach get great benefits from it. So we really, really believe in our coaching. And I would suggest I'm going to give that like 85% is why we do it. The other 15%, I'm only speaking for myself, but I've heard it from others. Tell me if this is true for you or not, is we value autonomy. Most of us have been employed at some point in time in our life, hopefully. I know one bloke who hasn't, but most people have had a job and may have had jobs for many, many years. And I think, certainly in my case, I got to a point when I was not really interested in being inside a bigger organization. I was definitely not interested in having another manager. And I was interested in the freedom and the autonomy. It's a strange thing that I run a coach training center, which we're an ILM center. And we have to go through all the rules and the administration and the processes of bureaucracy of that. And I don't mind it at all. And yet when I was employed, I definitely had enough of the bureaucracy and the systems and all the unnecessary rules and all of that stuff. So I think there's going to be a small part that we really value autonomy. So there you are. I've presented out 3 different reasons why we might become coaches. We might become coaches because we want to run a coaching business, because we want it to be a substantial part of our employment, or because we want it to be an additional part of our employment. What about you? What do you think? Why did you become a coach? And why are you remaining a coach? What is it that keeps you as a coach? I'd love to hear. And I'm sure that everyone else who watches this video would love to read the comments as well. So please do put some comments below. Let us know why did you become a coach? And whatever you're thinking about today, go and have a lovely, positive conversation about your coaching with someone who'd be interested in chatting to you about it. Fellow coaches, have a good day. Happy coaching.